everyone. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, I decided to change the time when I can, go live streaming. I know usually I would go at 8:30 p.m., usually 7 days a week. But sometimes I need a little break for a couple days because, I've been working so much on this podcast and I've been working on my novels. So, new time for you guys tonight is 9 o'clock tonight. And I'm still going to be doing podcasting. I will be doing 7 days a week. If you guys wish that 7 days a week, like Monday through Sunday, let me know. So, Chris and I, just got home from dinner. We went to the Golden Apple.
Yep.
So, before that, I had a long day today, guys. First, I was, I was upstairs, right here upstairs, just laying in my bed, in my bedroom this morning. Fearless called. We talked a little bit, and then called again this afternoon. So, we went out for lunch. We went to Jimmy John's. I bought 2 sandwiches. Later, when I got home, I decided to read my book. So I have read 4 pages of Stephen King, The Wizard in Glass, The Dark Tower 4. And I have read about 4 pages. I got a little bit done around 7 p.m. And I was watching Angel on Disney Plus as I was reading. So when Chris got home around 7:30, we decided to go to Golden Apple, and that's what we did. We went out to dinner because we didn't feel like cooking tonight.
I had sushi.
He had sushi, and I had a salad, some strawberries, including desserts. So 2 different kinds, but with 5 pieces of cake. I think it was a red velvet, and I think there was another one. What was the other one I had? I think it was some kind of lemon meringue, maybe?
Yeah.
With the white frosting or something. I think it was like lemon meringue and a red velvet, but with 5 pieces. So
I had also some Chinese donuts.
He also had some crawfish and shrimp. Blech. Makes me want to throw up all over the place because I do not like seafood, okay? I cannot handle that. I don't even like the smell of it. So anyway, we have a new story for you guys tonight. It is 9 p.m., so normally I would come out live streaming at 8:30 p.m., but I decided to go at 9 p.m. So anyway, yes, my first novel is still on Amazon in stock. $13.99 for my first novel. And yes, my second novel is now on Amazon. $20. So if you guys like ghost stories, if you like reading about the ghost stories, I recommend you guys buy my first and second novels, Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, like I said, my first novel of the price is $13.99, and my second novel is $20. So it's on Amazon. All you have to do is type my first name and last name, Anya Smith, Anya Smith. It's a very common name. So but yeah, and then my first and second novel will appear to you guys. And so if you guys love that book so much, you always welcome to buy it. And also, I was also talking to a friend of mine, and well, a couple days ago, of course, she invited me to do a book signing. I said yes, but I still need to figure it out when I'm gonna go to do a book signing, and I definitely would love to. So if you guys were ever at the library here in Bellevue, Nebraska, I mean, those of you that live here in Bellevue, Nebraska, near my house, if it happens to be at the library, you guys are welcome, and I will definitely do a book signing. So, I mean, I can anytime, so any day, doesn't even matter. But I will definitely sign the copies of the books that I have written. So anyway, the new story is called The Bellringer at the St. Jude's. So if you guys love this podcast, please click like, share, and subscribe. So we are here. So I just want to say thank you guys for all your support. And I've been doing this about a year now with all the podcasts. And I have about basically, I don't know, 60 stories left. I'll have to talk to Fearless anytime soon to get more stories when I get closer to the end of all my episodes. So maybe another year. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys. I have about 51 subscribers. You guys are an amazing, and but so let's get started with the story. So grab yourselves something to drink, maybe some tea, and sit back and relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and let's get started on the story. Episode 226, Season 6. The Bellringer at St. Jude's. This is a new one. Father Michael used to joke that St. Jude's had 2 clocks and 3 consciences, all of them slightly out of sync, and none of them under full dissection. I know, it's a weird name I've never heard of before. Control. The church stood at the edge of the old neighborhood with a stone bell tower visible from 4 blocks away, and every resident had grown up timing some part of life. by its bells, whether they still attended Mass or not. Leah, who had recently started volunteering as evening sacristan, loved the church for exactly that reason. It carried time, without pretending it had invented it. Her duties were ordinary enough. Lockside chapels, reset candles, count hymnals, make sure no child had hidden in the cry room after choir rehearsal. The one thing she disliked was going up into the bell tower to check the maintenance log because the stair was narrow, the dust ancient, and the silence up there too active. The first strange thing happened on a Thursday storm evening when the Angelus bell rang once at 7 p.m. sharp, even though the mechanism had been disconnected for repair that week. The sexton, an old man who believed in plumbing more than metaphysics, only muttered than Dominic's annoyed. Dominic, she learned, had been the church's longtime bell ringer and unofficial caretaker decades earlier, back when bells were still manually timed, often then automated. He reportedly knew every funeral family by the rhythm they preferred, every feast day by year, and every emergency baptism. By the spring sound of the sacristy door below, he died in winter after climbing tower to free a jammed line before a child's funeral. Since then, bells at St. Jude's occasionally rang out of sequence when something in the church's order had gone morally rather than mechanically. Missed funeral notices, unlocked side doors on storm nights, a wedding delayed because the groom had not shown and no one wanted to name it yet. He hated confusion around sacred timing. The sexton thought if people are already suffering, the least we can do is ring the right hour. Leah would have filed the story beside incense, folklore, and holy water, main mysteries if not for the funeral card. One afternoon she was preparing for a memorial mass when she noticed the printed service card lacked one of the deceased woman's daughters in the family listing. A daughter estranged for years, but recently returned. The omission. Leah set the cards aside, telling herself the family would catch it if it mattered. At exactly 3:15, the disconnected tower bell sounded unmistakable. Every person in the nave looked up. The card stack on the side table table tipped over, and the one missing name scribbled on an RSVP note left beneath slid into view. Leah corrected the print run. The daughter saw her name there later and cried quietly. It rang for. It wasn't theatrics. The first sighting came in the polished brass of the sanctuary candlesticks, rather than in the tower. Leah was stripping altar linens after evening confession when she saw reflected in the curve of a candlestick a man in a heavy wool coat crossing the side aisle carrying a bell rope over one shoulder. He moved with the complete lack of hesitation, belonging only to people who have done one thing enough years to no longer consider it a task. He stopped by the funeral, noticed the board, and pointed toward a stack. It turned out to be a voicemail slip. No one had returned from a nursing home. Family begging to confirm whether the parish still offered dawn beside. The priest had never gotten the message. Leah called him immediately. He made it in time. Dominic apparently maintained not only Bell's notification. After that, St. Jude's developed a different rhythm for Leah. Wrongly timed, fall hunting forth. If someone forgot to extinguish a votive before closing, she'd hear one soft bell from the tower stair. If parish office gossip tried to outpace pastoral truth and an annulment rumor, an unreported hospitalization, a family conflict, scheduling concerns, a chime would sound from the disabled side sacristy bell, even though the pull cord had been cut years earlier. Dominic never appeared to redirect sequence. Call this person first set that kneeler out now delayed the wedding reset because the bride's grandmother hasn't reached the front pew yet. It was less haunting than liturgical triage. The dead time was to mean anything. It had better include practical mercy for the living inside it. What truly convinced Leah came during Holy Week, when the church's schedule became a machine powered by candles, volunteers, emotion, and on Good Friday, A family arrived late with ashes from a man who had died out of state and whose memorial naming was not on the posted intentions because paperwork had missed the cut. The office staff panicked about protocol and order. Leah stood there feeling the old institutional cruelty of too late rise in the room, then the tower. Bell, officially silent between liturgies, rang once. The priest looked up, then at the urn. Make space. He inserted the name by hand. Later, he admitted he only did it so easily because Dominic made it impossible to pretend the hour hadn't widened. The parish eventually restored the manual bell lines as part of a preservation system remained on the day the repaired ropes were first tested. Leah climbed the tower with the sexton and found one length of old braided line already threaded exactly where it needed to go, despite no one remembering seeing it. Tied around the end was a small tag in an old script, for funerals only. They kept that rope in service. Since then, whenever a funeral passes through St. Jude's, the bell carries a lower, more human sound than automated peal used for weddings and feast processions. People in the neighborhood still pause when they hear it. They may not know Dominic by name. Cool. But they know someone in the church remembers how to mark grief properly. Leah still locks the side chapels at night, still glances up at the tower cold or procedural. The bells don't ring as often now. Maybe that's because the staff learned. Maybe it's because Dominic's work was reduced once the living started taking sacred logistics as seriously as sorrow required. Either way, St. Jude's keep time better than before. In some places, holiness survives through doctrine. In others, though, one dead bell ringer who not allowed the hour to be handled carelessly. Wow, that is some amazing story. But it's also a tragic story about many years ago where a man named Dominic who had passed away in the wintertime. I don't know why. I don't know how he died, but apparently he was the best bell ringer of the whole planet in church. Sorry about that, guys. It's almost 10 o'clock, so it is about 9:35. But now that the story is done, we will be doing questions with answers. So, those of you who are watching this show now, maybe late at night when you guys don't have anything going on, especially with work, but this is what I do. This is part of the job. I can do anytime. Maybe I can take a break for like a week. So, I mean, if you guys wish for me to take a week off because maybe I need a little break because I've been talking a lot, I need to rest up my voice, recharge my body, get my reading on, like catching up on my reading or taking care of the house, my whole family and stuff, or just go on a vacation in another town, another state, probably. Actually, Chris and I and our friends are going to be in Washington, D.C. for a week. So I am taking a week off starting in 2027. In July, I'll be taking a week off. And by the time my week is done, we'll be back here and I will continue working on this podcast. So, but yeah, anyway, it's gonna be amazing. And I haven't been to Washington, D.C. in so it's go to the town and see Lincoln Memorial, including the cemetery, go to gift shop and check out President Lincoln's actual top hat. Maybe we'll see what's out there. Go out to eat, maybe just explore.
We're gonna go to Joe Theismann restaurant.
Exactly. So we're gonna go to Joe Theismann.
And I'll have crab cakes.
Yes. So so starting next year, we will be on vacation. So I will take a week off from work. And in 2028, either we're going to go to Paris or Germany and then go to Azerbaijan to reunite with my family again. So I get to meet my brother-in-laws and meet my niece, of course, my little sister's baby. Well, yeah, my middle little sister. She had her baby months back. So maybe a year ago or so. I don't know. She got married 3 years ago and then she ended up having kids maybe a couple years later. So yeah. Anyway, now that the story's done, we're going to go with questions. So we have 10 questions, including 10 answers. So let's get started on the questions. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to leave me comments down below right here on live stream on YouTube. If you have any opinions about it, you're always welcome. Especially, you can join me right here on live stream with the camera on, you guys. You guys are always welcome with the live chat. Anytime, let me know. Would you have trusted the unexplained bell sounds? Yes. If I heard the church bells going off, I would trust that God has replied to the prayers or something just happened, or a spirit finally can move on, that they finally got the truth and they decided to move on. in the afterlife. So they got what they wanted and they can move on, even though the bells will be ringing. And the giant lights will be like appearing, and the spirits will be like being lifting off. So, yes, I definitely would trust the unexplained bell sounds. I totally would. It's like God and his son and other angels are like responding to our prayers or something, that sort of thing. Would you ever trust the unexplained bells?
Yes.
It's like God and his son and angels are responding to us, you know. So we have a picture of um, the Christ. He was like looking down and see what was going on. He's like thinking he's gonna do the next time, or it's like he's thinking, it's like he knows that he's gonna be betrayed by Judas. You know, Judas was, I don't know, like he was the Christ's brother, but not by blood, but God created him so he would, I don't know, follow Jesus until that night that he knew that he would betray Jesus. So, and Jesus knows. Okay, he knew that Judas would betray him, and everything went blur or whatever. People were like screaming to like crucify him. We don't want him. We don't like him. So take his life so we can be living our best lives or something like that. But that's been going on for 2,000 years now. So, but yes, this actually did happen. And then explained things started passed away. So, so my answer is a yes about trusting the unexplained bells. So I would want to have a little conversation with him, but with, you know, the Christ. I really wish I could have a conversation with him. Like if I ever saw him, I would want to have a really good conversation with him. It would be an amazing thing. He would probably figure out what I'm thinking. He probably already knows what I'm thinking. So we keep that picture because he is watching over us. He's protecting us no matter what. He will always be here for us no matter what happens. So we keep that pictures because we love him very much. And we think of him as our father and a brother at the same time. Well, mostly me. I do love him. I do believe in him. He does exist. I know he does. So I trust him completely, 1,000%. He is always welcome into my home. And that's all I would have to say. So, but yes. Anyway, let's go to number 2. Do you think Dominic stayed for the church, the bells, or the people caught in badly timed sorrow? I think it's all the above. He stayed because he wanted to help for those who are in a very bad situation or something like that, in need or whatever, bad timing, sorrow, or like he's there because someone has lost someone. So I think it's all the above. I mean, let's say if I did see a spirit of Dominic, if I ever went to a funeral because I lost someone, like I was in a very deep, dark place. A lot of people who lost their loved ones are in a very deep, dark place because they're going through so much shit going on. They have a lot of shit going on. That's why they're in a very bad mood and they're grieving because things have gone so bad in their lives. So Dominic is there to help people in need or something. Like tell them everything's gonna be okay. So I mean, my answer is gonna be a yes. Here's a question for you.
Okay.
It's number 2. Do you think Dominic stayed for the church, the bells, or the people caught in badly timed sorrow?
People caught in badly timed sorrow.
He's only there because people are in a very dark place.
Yep.
Because they lost their loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great answer. I mean, I was in a dark place. God was there for me when I needed him the most. My mom called and told me that my great uncle had passed away. I wish I could have gone to his funeral, but I had no way to get there. I was grieving in a very different way, but I still loved my great uncle, but I never had a chance to grow up knowing him, even as an infant. Because I don't remember that much about him. But I found out that he died from a stroke at age 84. His name was Alexander, and he was my grandfather's younger brother. So he was born in 1940s and passed away this year. That was like 2 months ago. I miss him very much, but I know he is watching over me. I know he still loves me, and he wanted me to have a good life and just be very happy. And he wanted to make sure I was not, in a dark place, still grieving over his death and be in a bad mood and, just be in a very horrible, dark place. So he wanted to make sure I had a good life, happy, good life, something like that. But a lot of people have lost their loved ones and they ended up in a bad place. So, well, that's just how life is. I mean, everyone loses everyone. I mean, this is how life is, and the spirits of their loved ones will always be watching over them. So God sent Dominic to watch over a lot of people, see what they're grieving, and he's there to help them get closure and justice for the people that they've lost in life. So I think he stayed for people with sorrow. That's exactly why. Anyway, let's go with number 3. Well, the reason why is the church, a lot of memories I guess. I mean, a lot of people who focus on going to church, a lot of people turn for help from God or something if they're in trouble or something. They become the servants of God or something like that. They turn to him because they love him. They want turn their lives around or something like that. If their lives kind of crumble or something. See, churches have been around for billions of years. Okay, the first time the church was created was a couple hundred years later after the Christ had passed away. So either 100 years or another 100 years after. It must have been the first century or second century, something like that. But yes, I think it must have been the second century when the church was built, or that same century, maybe the first century, the church was built. And people became preachers. They were spreading gospel about the Christ, and they got a lot of followers, and people continue worshiping him or whatever. People just want to get their lives turned around, put together, go back the way they used to be before they decided to screw up their own lives or whatever. It's a powerful thing. I mean, I used to go to church because my mother didn't work during weekends, but by the time she decided to go to work during weekends, I stopped going. It's not because I didn't like the church. It's because I wanted to have my own thing, I still believe in God. I pray to him in my own way. I still love him all the way. So I do praise him. But I have my own ways. It's not because I choose not to go to church. It's because I like my own way. I mean, I pray to him a lot. So even I'm doing it right now as I'm speaking about it. I'm doing this podcast about the spirits and stuff. He does exist. I know he does. I had near-death experience in 2010, and I almost saw God. I almost saw his son, but I also nearly saw my grandparents. If I did see them, they told me that it wasn't my time to pass away. They told me I should continue living, grow to be an amazing person. They will be waiting for me when it's my time to leave Earth. So, God does exist. I know he does. He's always going to be in my heart no matter what. I'll always love him. So, he will always be a part of me. I do wish that I could see him right now, face to face. Even if he came to my house at night, I would still invite him, give him something to drink, water, get some food for him, maybe some bread, and he'll give me anything I needed. I would not ask for anything, but he'll just know whatever I'm thinking of. So he does exist. So anyway, let's go to number 4. Churches are always going to be a part of people. It's just the way it is. Is to worship him and just do what you gotta do. What was more unsettling? The disconnected bell ringing or seeing him in reflection? I think seeing him in reflection might be unsettling, but if I ever wanted to see Dominic anywhere at my house or outside, even during the day, I would be brave enough to see him. I would want to talk to him, see if he can pass on the message to my deceased family members, something like that. Maybe my great uncle. So I would want to talk to him, maybe, but I would smile at Dominic if I ever saw him. But yeah, I think seeing him in a reflection can be more unsettling, but it's a good thing. Let's go to number 5. All right, guys, we have 5 questions left before I sign off. Was Leah right to let the haunting influence how she handled problems? Yes, I think so. So anyway, I think she did the right thing. If she didn't, she wouldn't have known anything. She would have done something differently, or she just stayed where she wanted to be if she wasn't influenced. So she would have done whatever she wanted to do, but I think she did the right thing. Let's go to number 6. What do you make of the line, "The hour had widened"? Well, I think maybe time has frozen up, maybe, or they made more time for whatever reason. The spirits did whatever they wanted. It's kind of hard to explain. Here's a question again for you. What do you make of the line, "The hour had widened"? Number 6, the question. What do you make of the line, "The hour had widened"?
Meaning the hour got a little wider.
Which means the spirits froze people,
Yes.
or something like that, or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. Maybe they got more time, perhaps another hour, maybe widened. Perhaps they decided to have more hours or whatever they had to do. It's kind of hard to explain, but let's go to number 7. We're almost finished here. How is this haunting tied to sacred timing rather than simple fear? Would you find such a ghost comforting? Or never mind. That's number 7, actually. We'll go with number 8. Number 7 says, how is this haunting tied to sacred timing rather than simple fear? I think it's probably because a lot of hauntings tied to a place or to a human being or whatever, or some kind of object. This haunting is tied to a sacred timing. Well, Dominic has been dead for a long time. We don't know what year he died, but hauntings are tied to a place where it happened. Like back to the beginning, I guess. I don't exactly know, but spirits don't know how they died because they're confused and they denying about their altered lives or whatever. But fear is a part of us, okay? It is what it is. And spirits be afraid of anything. So, I mean, a lot of hauntings can be frightening. So, some not so much. But you got to be brave enough to survive this whole thing. And spirits are tied to the place where they have passed away. They just need to figure it out what was keeping them in a place, what bound them to the place where they died. They just need to figure it out. They need the truth. They need a bunch of answers. They have to figure out a way how to move on into the afterlife, find peace. I probably would. All right, guys, let's go to number 8. Would you find such a ghost comforting or unnerving in a church? I think it was comforting. I mean, if I were like grieving, sad, in a dark place, I would want to be comforted by the spirits. I would not want to be afraid. I would just let go of the anger, let go of my past, and let spirits come to us and comfort us. That's the only thing. But I think being comforted by a ghost is a good thing. So I definitely want to be comforted by the good spirits. Let God comfort you. Let the angels come and comfort you. Just let go of the past. Let go of everything you were holding grudge of. I definitely would. I mean, I get angry all the time because I'm stressed out, overwhelmed, pissed off, because I'm like, literally freaking, I have some like issues, abandonment issues. So I got anger issues. This reason why now I'm gonna let go of it and let comfort in. So that's what I would do. All right, let's go to number 9. All right, we have 2 questions left before us sign off. Can ritual become more merciful when the dead insist on it? Yes, of course it can. Any ritual can be more merciful. I definitely would. So I would let the dead come and help me out with anything. I would trust the dead. I would accept the help from the dead. So yes, it can be merciful. It can be insisted on that. My answer will always gonna be a yes. All right, we have one last question left before I shut this thing off here. If a ghost kept forcing a church to honor the right moment properly, how would you honor him? That's a good question, you guys. I would honor Dominic by helping others. I would continue volunteering at the church with, I don't know, like doing a good deed or something. If someone needed shelter, I would actually help them. Yes, I would let them in and I would give them whatever they needed, like a place to sit down and rest, give them food, water, a place to sleep. Maybe I would give them a little bit of money to give them something or whatever. I would build something for them, like a house, maybe. Literally. I used to volunteer at the Habitat for Humanity Society when I was a teenager, and I would actually help professional builders to help the helpless, like build a home who did not have a home. So that's how I would honor the person. I would honor Dominic by doing a good deed, help them find a safer place, and give them anything like a shelter. Take him to church and ask the priests or reverends or whatever they are, the nuns maybe, ask them to help these people find a place to rest. You give them warm place, warm blankets, a bed, and a pillow, and just figure out where to put them safe, like these people in another home maybe. I would definitely help people find a safer home.
Good.
Would you honor Dominic by helping them?
Yes.
All right then. Okay, guys, we are out of time. It is 7 minutes after 10. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching my show. You guys are amazing. So stay safe, guys. Stay spooky. Have fun. And see you on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. We'll be doing the episode called The Gardener in the Botanical Conservatory. Episode 227. Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. From 9 to 10. It's like almost an hour. So thank you guys. And yes, I have changed the timing for my show, live stream. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And see you on my next episode at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yes, I changed the time. So have a wonderful night and stay safe, you guys. Bye. May God bless you all and may God protect you. Bye, everyone.